So last night we watched the debate between Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom. Watched it with my boys who are 10 and 12. And I'm going to go through just kind of their hot takes on it, as well as my humble assessment following that. And ultimately, we chose to watch this instead of Lego Masters last night. It's a good learning experience. I know a lot of people probably look at this debate and it was not widely viewed, given the personalities on stage, etc. However, it's still an opportunity to learn. And these are two of the most powerful governors in the country. And so their views and perspectives certainly are nonetheless interesting to check out. So, without further ado, let's see what the kids have to say, and then I'll weigh in. All right, boys. So we want a hot take on the debate last night. Just give me a couple thoughts. Who do you think did well? Any key moments of the debate that you liked or didn't like?
Well, they did love to argue a lot, and DeSantis, he made a lot of claims, like going back at, what's his name?
Newsome.
And Newsome made a few, I think, lies according to the statistics that that guy showed. So, yeah, that's what I think about it.
Okay. Max?
I think, I kind of think DeSantis won this debate. Just like, speaking of how this, just like what Will said, just the statistics were up, and then we saw them, we saw what it was, and then he just said a totally different thing than the real statistics.
Okay. You mean Newsom said totally different thing than the statistics?
Yeah, I'm saying that DeSantis probably won that debate.
Yeah, right. So if you guys had to hang out with one of these guys for an evening, grab a couple of beers, which one would you prefer?
DeSantis, but also I would not be taking a few beers.
Oh.
I'm way too young.
Oh, okay.
So maybe like a glass of lemonade.
A glass of lemonade. Okay.
I'll choose DeSantis too.
Why is that?
Well, I like him a lot more. And also, like, judging by all those things that that they were saying, like with all those statistics, I want to know like how he runs his state, because like he runs his state way better than California. So I want to ask him about like how he runs that state and how like his daily routine and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So my quick take on the debate is it wasn't awesome. I don't feel like I learned a ton from either of the candidates. It was a lot of just sort of talking over each other and slanders and so forth. When I think about Ron DeSantis, I think he did come out on top. He answered more of the questions. He answered more of the questions more directly. But, he's an interesting fellow where he's obviously done, what a lot of people would say is a competent and good job in Florida. He's got a lot of people behind him there. So I do get the sense that he's a pretty strong operator and leader. But his charisma might not be quite there on this stage. And so I think he struggled with that. He looks a little bit kind of fidgety. He struggles with eye contact. He seems like he's checking his notes a lot. And so I think he's trying to be dialed in, and it's just like not maybe like quite his style. But his results and everything that seems to happen in his state, he's a good operator. And maybe he's just like good, like we just need him there running a good state in Florida. And then on the other side, Newsome, he just comes across, I'm sorry, like a used car salesman. He just didn't seem to answer any of the questions directly. He comes up with facts or disputes facts with other facts that don't seem to have any backing or source. And he just evaded a lot of the questions. And I think a really good example is the last question where Hannity had a question about, tell me something nice about the other person's state. And Ron DeSantis had a very thoughtful response about his time in the military and how beautiful the state of California is. And Newsom didn't even answer the question. So it was a clear sort of victory for me in terms of like Ron DeSantis, I think, is at least a genuine and authentic human, where Gavin Newsom just really has a hard time coming across as anyone that you can trust. So I think that's going to be hard for him, but he screams politician, that's for sure. And I give him credit for doing a good job in handling tough questions and evading tough questions and deferring and deflecting. He's very good at that. So I would give him higher grades on that end, and I would give DeSantis higher grades on actual substance. Anyway, that's the hot take. It was interesting. Later. This is a mess, guys. Hannity, pull it together, buddy. Let these guys each talk.
These are the facts. California's highest rate for top earners.
State tax in Florida, 0.
Married couple, for example,
how about
in
that?
California, earning a median income of $84,000.
13%, guys.
6% income tax in the state of California. Florida's income tax rate is 0% across.
But you get
all
so much
salaries.
for it, guys.
But it goes beyond income taxes. Property taxes are lower in California.
You get so much
but
for it.
everything else
Trust
is
me.
higher. Let's take a look at the numbers. 6%. Gas tax rate. California,
Wow, the gas
77
tax
cents a
is
gallon.
like
That
double the
is
size
a low
in
estimate.
California.
It's up
heavy
to
in
$1 when
California.
you include mandatory fees.
High, that the state of California is high tax, has the highest tax rate, but for whom? And it's a foundational
Anybody
and
that buys
fundamental
gas,
difference.
that's one.
You look at states like Texas,
Or anybody that pays income
overwhelming
tax
majority
and
of
has a
Texans
job,
pay
that's
more
2.
taxes than the state.
California represents is the Biden-Harris agenda on steroids. They would love nothing more than to get 4 more years
You guys
to
like
be able
that?
to take the
You
California
like that?
model nationally. That would be disastrous.
Roids,
for
baby,
working
roids.
people in
So
this
let's
country.
we talk about working people. They pay more in your state than the state of California charges.
Yeah.
Man, they really need to calm
Yeah.
down.
I think we should just do a cage match,
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Unemployment rates. That's the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay.
That's terrible.
I wonder how he'll spin. That's interesting. Newsome is criticizing Fauci. I thought they were like part of the same, group.
Come back.
This
We have
is
a lot more
wild.
ground to cover.
This is pretty
Quick break.
wild.
We have a lot of ground to cover.
Wow.
More
I wonder what they
governors,
are doing during the
DeSantis
break.
and Newsome,
I don't know.
the great
It's kind of a
blue
mess.
state
It's kind of a
debate
hot
as
mess.
we
I mean,
continue.
they're talking
Now
over
further
each other.
Again, thank you for being with us.
But it's hard, it feels like there's a lot of claims being made without
Evidence.
evidence.
You know, the world wants